Elizabeth Gray woke with a start. Her eyes popped open. A feeling of dread passed through her. She glanced to her left and noted her husband's absence from their bed. The LED digits on the alarm clock read 8 a.m. Elizabeth sat up and stretched. She shook off her unrest.
Must have been a dream. I don't remember.
She padded to the bathroom, washed her face and hands, put her housecoat on over her nightgown, and entered the hallway. A voice could be heard coming from her granddaughter's bedroom. She stopped at the doorway and leaned on the frame. 4-year-old Sydney sat on the floor with her tea set spread in front of her.
Would you like some sugar in your tea?
Elizabeth smiled. Sydney had an imaginary friend. Elizabeth wasn't worried about it. A lot of children have them, especially when they have no siblings and live rural without other kids to play with. It's just part of her development. Frank, her husband, on the other hand, thought it was weird and believed Sydney had issues. An opinionated man who, once he held a belief, could not be shifted. She was tired of arguing the point. Elizabeth sighed. Sydney looked up.
Hi, Nana. My friend Candy is having tea with me.
Good morning, hon. Say hi to her for me.
She's not very happy today. She looks very sad.
I'm sorry to hear that. Maybe your tea party will cheer her up. What would you like for breakfast this morning?
Sydney looked at her invisible friend.
What should I eat today? What about pancakes?
She looked at her Nana.
Yep, Candy is smiling.
Pancakes it is after I have my coffee. I'll call when it's ready.
Elizabeth descended the stairs and went into the kitchen. The aroma of a full pot of coffee beckoned. She poured herself a cup and looked out the back window towards the barn and equipment building. Both doors were closed.
Frank's probably out for his walk.
Elizabeth padded to the front door to claim the swing and enjoy her coffee on this beautiful, warm morning. She stepped onto the veranda and came to a cold stop. With a sharp intake of breath, her free hand flew to her chest and she gasped,
"Oh my God!"
The full cup of coffee in her other hand hit the floor. Splintered shards of porcelain scattered across the porch while hot coffee splashed up over her white, fluffy slippers.
"Oh my God!"
she gasped. Frank lay face down on the wooden floor. Elizabeth kneeled beside him.
"Frank? Frank!"
She shook his shoulder. No response. She tried to push him over into his back, but only managed to get him halfway on his side. Frank's eyes stared back at her, glazed and lifeless. Her hands covered her mouth.
"No,"
she whispered. Elizabeth put her fingers to his neck.
"No pulse."
Her hand moved to his chest.
"No heartbeat."
His body was feeling cold to the touch.
"How long has he been laying here?"
Elizabeth knew he was dead. There was nothing she or anyone else could do for her husband. A state of shock froze her body to the spot. She had no idea how long she kneeled there staring at her deceased husband. She stood and went inside.